Top 20 Fleet Manager Interview Questions and Answers. First, who is a fleet manager? A fleet manager is an individual who is in charge of all fleet operations. In other words, they are logistics specialists in the transport industry. Below are the top 20 Fleet Manager Interview Questions and Answers. 1. Why are you interested in this role? The interviewer is asking you why you want that particular role. Talk about why you need the job as far as qualifications and interests are concerned. Consider showing them that employing you will be a win-win situation. Sample answer. When I saw your advertisement in this role, I took a step to apply for it since I had the interest to put my skills learned from my university into work. In addition, I thought that my previous experience in fleet management would largely benefit your company. I believe in my skills and experience with zero doubt that they will benefit your company. Lastly, I want to learn from you and improve my career skills. As I was researching your company, I observed that there was a great performance in the logistics sector, and I wouldn't hesitate to be part of the team. 2. What are the roles of a fleet manager? When you are asked this question, you need to mention fleet manager duties. Make sure you research the roles before going to the interview. Also, talk about the primary responsibilities of a fleet manager. Sample answer. To my knowledge, a fleet manager is expected to perform the following duties: vehicle maintenance, oversee fuel consumption and fuel cost, route planning, tracking of company vehicles, driver management, asset utilization, implementing programs that increase productivity. Besides having my academic and experience qualifications in this post, I have the ability to perform all the mentioned roles. I would love to exercise those duties in your company. 3. What are the qualities that a fleet manager needs to have to be successful? The interviewer wants to know what qualities that you think can help you be successful in this role. Tell them the qualities that a fleet manager should have and how important they are when performing duties as a fleet manager in their company. Sample answer. Besides having all the academic and potential skills and experience that can help you succeed in this role, one needs to have personal qualities. A fleet manager should be able to multitask, be accountable for his decisions, manage time well, have good communication skills, be goal-oriented, and make strong decisions. I believe that I have all the qualities needed for this position. 4. What major challenges did you face in your last role? How did you manage them? Having worked in this industry before, the interviewer knows that you came across challenges. Talk about the challenges you came across in this role and the lessons you learned from the challenges. Talk about the significant challenges. Sample answer. Having had an experience in this role, I must say that I encountered challenges, but still I was able to learn from them. The lack of experienced truck drivers was one of them. Many drivers that apply for this post are not well experienced. I learned that after recruiting drivers, it is important that the company trains them. Safety and security were also a concern. Thieves would attack some trucks on their way to their destination. I learned that it is imperative for logistic companies to invest in cargo and driver security highly. Those were my major challenges as a fleet manager. 5. Describe your daily routine as a fleet manager. The interviewer wants to see your daily routine when they employ you. Give them a very organized schedule from the first task you would perform up to the last task. Sample answer. After getting into the office, I would check emails, voicemails, and schedules to know who will be in and who will not. After that, I would check if there is any matter that needs to be attended to urgently. Then meet the drivers and remind them about safety measures and what they are expected to do that day. Receive truck maintenance reports from mechanics, and then we are good to start our fleet services if no matter arises. After that, I would get back to my computer and start tracking the dispatched trucks and monitor them. After all the trucks arrive at their destination, my work will be done for the next day. 6. Describe briefly about your experience. The interviewer expects you to tell them about the places and the experience you have had in this post. Talk about how you have grown in this career and the number of years you have worked in this field. Sample answer. After attaining a bachelor's degree in logistic management, I was recruited to work for the government as an intern. This was my entry level, but I learned a lot of logistics kinds of stuff. After working as an intern for a year, I was employed on contract by a logistics company where I worked as a fleet coordinator. I worked in this position for 2 years and was promoted to fleet manager in the same company. As a fleet manager, I worked for 3 years and my contract ended. That gives me a score of 6 years of working experience in this field. 7. What kind of strategy and mindset is required for this role? Here, the interviewer wants to know your attitude towards the role and the strategies that you will use. Talk about the positive attitudes that a fleet manager should have. Sample answer. A fleet manager should focus on customer satisfaction. When making decisions and implementing strategies, they should ask themselves whether the decision will affect customer satisfaction positively or negatively. They should always focus on maximizing the company's production by ensuring customer satisfaction. With this kind of mindset, they will succeed as a fleet manager. 8. What is the biggest challenge that you foresee in this job? Since you have experience in this field, your interviewer is asking you the big problems that you feel might affect this industry in the future. If possible, suggest a solution for the challenge. Sample answer. Since technology is advancing rapidly, the logistics sector has adopted a lot of it in performing tasks. Technology is good, but reduces manpower. In the future, I see a lot of unemployment in this sector. There are robots and other equipment that replace manpower. In addition, the advancement of high-tech speed trains is also eliminating the industries that use trucks on the road as a mode of transport. This is a very worrying disadvantage about technology, although it has helped in a significant percentage in this industry. 9. How do you stay motivated in your work? The interviewer expects you to tell them about what makes your morale high while working. Here, consider talking about achievements as your motivations. Sample answer. Achieving my goals is what keeps me motivated as I work. Nothing motivates me more than successfully solving issues in my career. By this, I mean satisfying my customers as they expect. When they recommend my work, I feel motivated, and that keeps me working again and again. 10. Describe a time when you failed in this role and the lesson you learned. Since the interviewers already know that you must have failed at some point, they expect you to tell them about a mistake you made, and the results were not as desired. Also, tell them about what you learned from the failure. Sample answer. In my previous work, I never used to plan routes for my drivers. I did not realize that this was a big mistake that I was making. When you don't plan routes for the driver, they may use any route as long as it is convenient for them. It might be convenient for them, but not for the company. Some drivers use short routes to reach their destination without considering the state of the road, which would have potholes. The trucks were wearing out quickly, and the maintenance cost would be high. I learned that it is best as a fleet manager to plan routes for your drivers. 11. Why do you feel you are the most suited for this role? The interviewer wants to know the unique qualities that make you feel the best for this role. Talk about qualifications and skills. Sample answer. As I have stated earlier, this post requires a highly experienced candidate. I have 6 years of experience in this field. It will not be entry-level for me. Once I get this job, we start working as before with immediate effect and not forget about the skills and qualities I learned throughout the experience. That would make me the candidate you are looking for. 12. Share with us your greatest achievements. The interviewer wants you to tell them the most significant awards and aims you have achieved in your career. Share with them, including any awards. Sample answer. In my second year as the fleet manager in my previous role, I was elected as the chair of the Logistic Association in the county. This is an association formed by all registered logistic companies in the county. It was a great honor for me to serve as the chair for 2 years. I would say that that is my greatest achievement. 13. Tell us about one software you would use as a technology tool in this role. When the interviewer asks you about this, talk about how you would use technology tools like tracking softwares to ensure effectiveness in work. Sample answer. Technology has been used in this industry, and it's advancing day by day. As far as technological softwares is concerned, I would talk about the Samsara software. This cloud-based solution offers fleet activities like GPS tracking, dashboard cameras, trailer tracking, routing and dispatch, and reefer monitoring. This software has made work easier since it can give you a lot of information about a truck miles away from you. 14. Mention to us 5 fleet management softwares. Your interviewer is testing your knowledge in the fleet management sector. Mention them and briefly talk about them. Sample answer. A logistics company can use Fleetio for most fleet activities, Momentum Load T for the best value, US Fleet Tracking for best customer report, Avrios for easy use, OnFleet for delivery companies. These are some of the softwares that use technology to ease work for fleet managers. 15. How do you track fleet performance? Here, the interviewer wants to know whether you know how to track and follow up on your fleet performance. Sample answer. As a fleet manager, I understand that it is important to follow up and track your fleet performance. A fleet maintenance information system monitors and provides reports on a wide range of key performance indicators, KPI, and other crucial data that is useful in the company. 16. What is fleet right-sizing? And what does it entail? The interviewer is testing your basic and overall knowledge in this field. The interviewer expects you to define the term and say what it entails. Sample answer. Fleet right-sizing is a management practice that helps fleet managers build and maintain sustainable, fuel-efficient fleets. This involves checking whether the fleet is of the right size, whether it is the right type of vehicle that should be used to perform a certain task, or is it something that has been inherited from previous methods of operations. 17. As a fleet manager, tell us 5 factors to consider when right-sizing a fleet. Like the above question, you are expected to answer it with knowledge from the fleet management sector. Sample answer. There are various determiners that fleet managers should consider when right-sizing a fleet. Among them is A. Types of vehicles needed. B. Planning of transport requirements. C. Number of vehicles needed. D. Cost efficiency. E. Daily, weekly, or monthly mileage of each vehicle. To my knowledge, those are the main factors. 18. How did you learn about the job opening? The interviewer expects you to tell them where you got the information that there was a vacancy for this position in their company. You should be honest and tell them who referred you or where did you get the information from. Sample answer. I'm a newspaper reading person. While I was reading one dated August 17, 2021, I saw your post advertising the vacancy. I did not hesitate to make an application, since I had all the qualifications listed, and I am glad that I was shortlisted as one of the candidates to attend the interview today. 19. What made you quit your previous job? The interviewer wants you to tell them why you are out of your previous job. Be honest, but you don't want to criticize the company or staff that you worked for. Sample answer. In my previous workplace, I was employed by a 5-year contract of which it was renewable. But I considered changing my working environment and using my knowledge and skills to better another company. I wouldn't say that there was any conflict. It was just a personal decision that I thought I should change my working environment. I hope this is where I will land next. 20. What kind of environment do you like working in? This question should be answered as per the nature of the environment of the recruiting company. If it is a quiet one, consider answering it as quiet. Also, support your answer why you prefer working in that kind of environment. Sample answer. As far as the nature of this job is concerned, I have spent much time working in a super busy environment. I have adapted to this kind of environment, and now it's my best. I love working in a busy environment because it brings psych among the employees working together. No one would love to work in an environment where other employees are idling around while doing your job. It is better to work in an environment where you see everyone else around you is as busy as you are. Conclusion. Being a fleet manager is one of the best positions you would imagine becoming. Make sure you are clear in your interview questions and be confident. Remember, it is good to ask your interviewer a question before the interview ends, but that is if you are given a chance to.